Hi friends, I want to get this quick video out just to say how much everybody means so much to me, and I'm so thankful for all of your kind words and comments and love and support. It really did, mean a lot to me, because I'm one of these, I don't want to say that I'm a compassionate person, okay? I'm not sensitive where when someone says an unkind thing, or an unkind comment, I'll get rid of it, and I don't think anything of it, because I know that when someone is being mean, and unkind, and I don't tolerate that. And sorry. And then also they're not the source of my happiness. They're not. Or somebody's opinion. I had to go through too much. I've had to go through a lot of counseling. I've been through a lot of hard times to learn how to love myself. And from loving myself, and I don't mean in love, but, to be kind to myself, who I let into my world, when I know when someone is being mean and someone is being kind to me, I know the difference. Or I don't tolerate when other people are being unkind to another person as well. I'll get rid of those comments as well. It's different. I know the difference when someone is mistaken. They mean well, and I know the difference when someone means to give a comment and they really have my best interest, and maybe through it they're not right, or they're maybe not as compassionate as they could be, but I know that their heart is right. So I know the difference, okay? And, but so no matter what, with all of that in mind, and the people that love me, and I know it's all from the kindness and caring, and I just want you to know that I appreciate everybody's love and support and everything. But I also ask people to, I'm a big girl, and yeah, and I will figure out what's best for me in the long run. I will. And also, I'm also trying to always have Kent's well-being as well. Whether I always said I would never let my health issues get in the way with what he loves to do, And some people are just more capable of settling, being in one spot, being happy with doing that, and other people are better by being free, okay? And so I know the difference, and but it doesn't change the fact of caring for somebody or having feelings about caring for somebody. And I've cried when I've left my friends, when I went on the road the full time. I have female friends and male friends, and oh my gosh, I was going to miss them. Do you know when I was going to see them again? And even though you can talk, but it's not the same when they're not in your presence, and that always hit me hard. This is hitting me hard too, that I'm not going to see some of my other YouTuber friends. Not just Ken, but I'm not going to see some people that I've grown fond of out in the desert, and it could be a year by the time I see them, and it's hard. I'm just one of these people that, I have a big heart, and it doesn't mean that I let people stomp on me. There's a difference. I'm not a doormat, but it doesn't mean that I don't have compassion. And so that's the part that was the hardest for me. Even though I know I'll probably go through a new journey, meet new friends. I'm going to get involved in a church in my local area. I've already got one that is the denomination that I've gone through in a couple different states and cities that I've lived in. And so there's one close by where I'll be living, so I'll be going to the church. Maybe even get involved with some things there while I'm, planting myself. So I know there's things that I could be doing, and I'll be busy and while I'm going through doctors. And no, it's not, I'm not just having an emotional part of my heart looked at. That's not, I'm actually really needing my heart, my physical heart. I've mentioned that a couple of times. Heart conditions run in my family. My dad had a six artery bypass, and he had to have a heart pacer. High cholesterol runs in our family. My older sister was fighting with it too. There's some things that are just genetic, and it's nothing to mess around with. I have known people, from 52, I had an old boss that passed away because of a heart attack. My brother-in-law's brother died at 62, walked into a bank and never came out, and he had a heart attack. So, it's nothing to mess around with, and I know that more than anybody. And so, because I know the genetic stuff that runs on both sides of my family. Someone tried to say that I was a hypochondriac, and I'm just also looking for, a man to take care of all me and all my physical stuff. No, that's not true either. That is far from what is happening here. And so, yeah, it's just some people just like to be mean. That's a mean person, and you just, goodbye, and when I can tell when they're trying to be mean, and they can't touch me because I know what that's about, and my happiness isn't depending upon people like that. It really isn't. And so, that's just the ignorance. And it doesn't, it just is sad. It's really sad that people could take a situation and try to kick someone when they're down. That's just sad. That's pathetic as far as I'm concerned. And all they're doing is making them own selves look bad. It's sad. But I just got around the comment because I don't care for anybody else to see, to see it. No purpose for it, And, yeah, there's just too much unkindness in the world, and I will get rid of comments when people are not being nice or nice to each other. It has no place and on my channel, okay? And so I'm going to be also staying busy. I'm going to be working on crafts. My beading. I want to do beading. I'm going to get a new camera. I want to do that. I'm still going to be doing things while I'm going through all these changes, but the doctor stuff is real, everybody. And somebody said that, well, there's been a different tone in me. And there's been a different look in my eyes, lately. Well, I've been tired. I keep saying to everybody, I've been feeling tired. I need to rule out what all of this is all about. Who's going to be like, oh, let's dance. Yeah, when, you don't have the energy. You can't make yourself dance when you don't have the energy. I've been struggling with having energy. I don't know how much more I can tell people that. Why I'm pulling off the road is because I'm not feeling good, And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to put out good videos or be taking you along positive things. I'm not going to be in a pity party thing. I've got to learn how to winterize my van, so I've got to be studying for that, and all kinds of still cool things are going to be happening. I'm not going to be having a pity party, I'm not. I'm going to keep my focus on other things and positive things and redoing the van. But just because I had one moment of crying, people think that that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 6 months, is crying and crying and crying. No, I said in the video, I get it all out, and then the next day or two, I start moving forward, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, you know. And Kent and I are still, you know, we talk all the time, or we text and we say good morning, we say good night. We're still in each other's lives, but we're just not like right there in each other's lives, you know, which is hard. It really is. There's a lot of things that's kind of hard, but I'm tough and I'm strong, and I mentioned that in the video, you know. And so, yeah, I just wanted everybody to know that I'm going to be okay, and that, but I'm not going to ever apologize for crying, because I'm a sensitive person. I have feelings, and I'm not going to apologize for it, you know. And that's just me. That's my personality. There's 4 kinds of personalities in this world, and I'll get into that maybe some other future video. And there's 4 major personality types. And so I'm that one that is very loyal and very connected to the people that are in my life. You know, I am, and I'm what I'm called I am a sensitive person in the sense, but I've had to learn through counseling to not be overly sensitive, and that I had to learn that people aren't in control of my happiness, and or how they view me or how they think of me. And so because of being the kind of personality that I am, I've worked on it, okay, to be a stronger person. And but I'm still not going to feel bad because I cry. I mean, I don't understand why I can spend the whole first year of my journey crying over my dog, who I almost lost several times, you know. And of course, yeah, it's almost to death, and Kent, it's not to death, but it's still a loss, you know, when that person is in your world for a long period of time and then they're not there. And there's no guarantee I'm going to be able to be back on the road. I mean, I'm hoping I'll be able to be back on the road, and I'm hoping that there's nothing very seriously going on with me that will prevent me to being back on the road. But we don't have any guarantee of tomorrow. All I know is right now I have to come off the road. But it doesn't mean that, you know, I'm going to be able to make that happen, but I'm going to do my best, you know, to make it happen and take one day at a time. Okay. So, yeah. So I don't know. I hope this makes sense. I hope I'm not getting too long. Yeah, I'm 13. Okay. So I just want to get this out. There's so many variables that are going on and in my world, and or I thought if I can't go full-time, maybe I'll go back part-time, but Kent will always be a full-time person. And so I'm just hoping that everything's going to be okay with the doctors to get me back out there full-time, okay? But it's one day at a time, one day at a time, all right? So, yeah, I do have a clip that I do want to share with everybody, and it was, I lost some of the clips that I had put together because when I was starting to leave, because I wanted you to see that, look, I am doing okay. It's been a couple of days later, and then him and I were talking on the radio and saying, you know, our last farewell on the radio because I was going to be out of the area. And again, there could be a month before I ever hear his voice. It's not as simple as everybody who always travels around the cities and they can just call anybody that you want. There's been times I couldn't even talk to my friends for over a month, you know, before I heard someone else's voice besides Kent. Now, Kent always has his radio, so he's not ever totally alone because he has his buddies and stuff and ham radio guys that he's always talking to, okay? So all I had was Kent, And because I couldn't call anybody for sometimes over a month, and that could happen between Kent and me. Sometimes it's only an email and some pictures and texting, which is, I know that can happen. He doesn't Skype or anything like that, you know. And yeah, so that's also kind of difficult, knowing that, those stretches that can happen. And yeah, so anyways, I don't need to go beyond that anymore than, or be, you know, yeah, beat something dead. You know, that doesn't need to keep going on and being said. But sometimes things aren't always how it looks or how it seems. There is something else I'm struggling with, or could be physically, but I don't want to share it. I share it until more in depth, until I get it more looked at and investigated. I did mention it in a comment, but I'm not going to mention it publicly entirely yet until maybe I'll have a better idea after Tuesday what this doctor says. Until I get transferred, I have to find doctors in my local area where I'm going to be at, but I have to go to where I used to be going to, which is farther away, on Tuesday, and then get a doctor more closer to me. So we'll just cross that more after. I'll make a decision more what I talk about after Tuesday, okay, on that subject. But just know that the most important thing is I'm doing okay. I want to share a clip. I've lost some clips because my mic wasn't working right. And so, yeah, darn it, you know, I thought it was on, and it's one of those on and off button things, and you have to turn it on, and anyways, I thought it was on and it wasn't on. And so anyways, I lost everything that I was saying, but I do have a clip when I was going through a town on my way out, and you can see my frame of mind as I was working my way out, that I was doing better. Okay, so I'll share that just a couple minute clip right after this one. But in the meantime, I'm getting settled in tomorrow with my roommate, and yeah, and then moving towards that direction. Okay, all right, so I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. And thank you again. I do appreciate everyone out there. Thank you, thank you. All right, so, and I'll get to those comments as soon as I can, probably on between Monday and after this coming doctor's appointment, okay? All right, so love you all. See you in the next video. Well, I went to a store inside the city that's out here, and it was nice. I got a chance to talk to the two ladies that run the store, got refilled on my propane, so got, you know, set up there, and it was nice. And we talked about how the fire started out in this area, and I talked to them a little bit about the ham radios, what I'm learning. I've still got a ways to go to learn more, but yeah, so that was kind of nice just to be able to talk to somebody, so it made me feel better. And I had pizza. I love pizza, and it's been so long since I've had pizza. So I said, I'm going to treat myself, and I can pay for it later. That's how I feel, but sometimes, you know, a little comfort food doesn't hurt anybody, right? So I had my comfort food, which is the pizza, a slice. So it was the pineapple, you know, with the Canadian bacon. So it was yummy, fresh out of the oven. So it doesn't get any better than that. Yeah. Yeah, so I had my comfort food, and, you know, trying to make myself feel better. But I got an email from Kent, so I'll tell him, you know, connect with him wherever I land. But it's just still hard, but, you know, just can't stay there with the mind. I mean, I'm sure I'll still cry, but I quickly shift my brain into, you know, here her now what I need to do, you know, but still my heart will be broken. It's hard to be apart and so long. But in the meantime, we're going to go explore somewhere new, and I am feeling better, so yeah, let's see what's out here, okay?